Evet, başlatıyorum o zaman. Dear esteemed guests, dear Deputy Governor of Ankara, Mr. Harun Kaya, dear Director of Culture and Tourism of Ankara, Mr. Ali Ayvazoğlu, dear cultural attaches, and dear distinguished Dean Professor Altay Güvener. First of all, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. We are truly honored to have you with us today. Now, I, as a museum director, would like to summarize you why museums need a global platform that provides meaningful content to their visitors through interactive games and custom routes. If we go back, we can see that since the 1980s, museums facing economic difficulties due to decreasing government support have begun to turn to visitors to find resources. This has led museums to adopt a visitor-centered approach instead of a collection-focused one. Hooper Greenhill emphasizes that museums' priorities have shifted from an internal to an external approach, focusing more on audiences today. Museums have evolved from static places where objects are displayed and stored into lively and living spaces where people learn and have fun. With the changes in the museums, the need for public relations and even marketing has been felt. Cutler and Cutler classify museums that operate with traditional thinking as collection-focused and those that prioritize their audiences as visitor-focused. Collection-focused museums focus on the museum's collection, while visitor-focused museums focus on the needs, expectations, and satisfaction of museum visitors. Over time, visitor-focused museums have aimed to increase visit frequency through various activities rather than increasing visitor numbers. At this point, museums have become more in need of communication than ever before. The aim is to turn visits to museums, which are often one-time or occasional, into regular, actively and engaging relationships. However, the majority of society is indifferent towards museums. Let's see the numbers now. According to research in 1994, 1/3 of museum visitors spend all their time in the museum's restaurants and shops. Another research, which has been done in 15 European countries in 2004, showed us that 30% of the population has visited a museum in the past 12 months. In a survey conducted in 27 European countries, only 41% of participants visited a museum or art gallery in the past 12 months. Another research from 2007 tells us only 7% of museum visitors have visited more than 5 times in the past 12 months. Another research done by Cambridge University in 2012, museum visitors tend to have higher levels of education and income. And the other one shows that while 73% of visitors come with their spouse or friends, 35% come with their children, and only 16% visit museums alone. And researches also shows us that the least frequent museum visitors are in the 15 and 24 age group. Also, they say that those who visit museums at a young age tend to continue this habit throughout their lives. Hopefully, the numbers are increasing in recent years with the using of new technologies and marketing strategies. But why do some people visit museums in their leisure time while others never do? According to the researchers, information tailored to individuals in museums is not understood by children and visitors with insufficient knowledge and experience. Thus, satisfaction is not achieved, unfortunately. Therefore, the experience in institutions should be differentiated according to visitors, making it richer by using technology, which is also very attractive for young visitors. Now, as Istanbul Rahmi Koç Museum, we are delighted and very much excited to be the pilot side of a project which will provide this need for the museum managements and the visitors. Thank you once again to European Union Horizon Projects Management, to BİTAK, and surely to our all stakeholders and my colleagues for all their efforts on CULTURATI project. There are many things to say. However, now I would like to invite our project coordinator, Dr. Eda Gürel, to the podium to explain us the details of this inspiring project. Word is yours, Eda'cığım. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I need to manage the webinar as well. That's why I need to share my screen. I think it is working. Dear esteemed Deputy Governor of Ankara, dear cultural attaches, dear Dean of Faculty of Applied Sciences, Bilkent University, dear Ankara... Teşekkür ederim. Dear Provisional Director of Culture and Tourism, dear distinguished guests and online participants on Zoom. Today, well, I hope, yes, okay. I am the coordinator of CULTURATI Horizon Europe project. Today, I'm not going to talk about particularly CULTURATI, but I like to talk about the inspiration behind CULTURATI. It is, in a way, the story of CULTURATI. My inspiration is here today. It is Mine Sofoğlu, the general manager of Rahmi Koç Museums. I'm getting a bit emotional. Actually, we met with Mine a long time ago in a conference, and we became friends. And in Ankara, when she was the museum manager, I was taking my foreign guests to her museum. Each time, we had wonderful time in the museum with Mine. And what she was doing is, in the beginning, she was having a small conversation with my guests, and then she was understanding what are the needs, backgrounds of that person. And then she was taking the tour. Time to time, she was taking us in different rooms, saying that, this room is full right now. We need to take the stairs and go downstairs, see this room, and then we'll come back here. So this gave me the inspiration. It is a wonderful feeling to have a visit of a museum with a museum manager. It is an unbelievable, extraordinary experience. That's why I thought everyone should access Mine. Everyone should have a Mine in their pockets. Well, actually, she has a place not in my pocket, but in my heart. Thank you very much. As you see, I brought my mom as well to the museum, and we had a totally different experience. I saw Ankara Rahmi Koç Museum in so many times, so many different ways. I don't know, with the inspiration, with the experience that we receive, I don't know how many times I can see this museum. It is amazing. So this is a memory with my visit with my mom. Actually, during the time she was the museum manager in Ankara, we had so many events. So this event was held on the 21st of December. It's the longest night at the museum event. We organized this with weekend students. And you know what we did? We were thinking about this idea, and then she said that this is a good idea and I can help you. So we brought students from Bilkent University, and we had a magnific, wonderful event in the museum that night. Actually, we did it a couple of times. So this is another example from the museum at night events. This is the first one. Actually, in this event, we did CULTURATI in a way, but not digitalized form of it, but with paper and pen. So we were asking questions to students and directing them to different locations so that they can discover the museum themselves. They were running around the museum and they enjoyed a lot. And I'm sure they learned a lot as well. And they experienced the museum in a different manner, totally different manner. And this is a memory from that event. Actually, when I started thinking about this idea, this was year 2015, and it was 7 o'clock in the morning. I called Arzu. The very first person I called was Arzu. Arzu, at 7 o'clock, replied my telephone, and I was talking about, Arzu, I need to tell you something. I have an idea. This is the idea. Would you like to make it with me? Would you like to make it real with me? And she said yes. She didn't ask me questions. How is it going to be like that? How is this going to be like this? She didn't ask me anything. She said, yes, Eda, I will go for it. And then we talked to Mine, and Mine said, yes, I am in with you. And in later, we included one of my friends. He is a technical person. We studied tourism and hotel management together, but then he had a different career goal, and he was experienced. He got experience in computer science and also data management and security. So four of us, we applied for a patent. First in Turkey, we got it. We have a short patent for system for customized games and routes for cultural and natural heritage. And then later we got the patent from the United States Patent Office in year 2019. We started four, and now this is our consortium, because the idea later on became the CULTURATI project, Horizon Europe Research and Innovation Action Project, and the family is growing. We have a wonderful team. I am very happy to work with all of you. We have 14 partners now. We have a World Heritage Site with us, the famous Blenheim Palace World Heritage Foundation in the United Kingdom. So we are going to develop this idea further with the help of digital technologies and our digital technology providers. They are going to make separate speeches. So I'm going to leave the floor for the technical side for them. But what we like to do is we like to make or access everyone to Mine. Thank you very much, Mine, for the inspiration. All right, I stopped sharing my screen, and I'm now going to give the floor to my longtime friend, Julie Scott. We worked together in Cyprus at the Eastern Mediterranean University. She's a longtime friend too. So I'm going to give the floor to her because she's also a partner in our dissemination, exploitation, communication team. And now they want to make it an interactive event. That's why she is going to introduce something special for today. Okay, I leave the floor to you.
Thank you, Eda. Yes, I hope I can make this work. Welcome everybody, both here in Istanbul and online. We'd like to help everybody get the most out of the event this morning by getting a little bit interactive now. And I'm hopefully going to be able to, what do I do? Can I reduce this, share my screen? Everybody, if you see at the top of this screen, you're invited to join on your mobile browser, menti.com. And if you can join on your mobile phone on your browser, you will be asked for a code, and this is the code here. Yes, so it's 15532472. 15532472. Everybody got that? Yeah, great. And you should see this screen on your phone. Yes, good. Okay, let's go then. So we're asking you, first of all, if you could tell us a little bit about your organization. So you'll see that there are categories there, that's it. Yes, if you can just click which of those: museums and galleries, management of natural cultural resources, cultural and creative industries, tourism industry or destination management, education or other, so we can get a sense of who we have here today. Yes. I'm just looking at yeah. Yeah. But so we have education very well represented, schools, colleges, universities, and other, of course, the mysterious other category, neck and neck. And after that, people from museums and galleries, natural and cultural heritage site management, and just one tourism person. Any more answers coming in? Oh, museums and galleries galloping up. So it's nice to know who we are, isn't it? Who we are here. Okay, ready to move on? Oh, no, museums and galleries still making their presence felt. Yes, come on, museums and galleries. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next one now. That should move on in your screen. So now I want to know a little bit about the sector that you're operating in. So, and here we're thinking about, public sector, or are you in a commercial sector, private? Are you with a non-governmental organization or other civil society organization? from local government maybe, or national government? Yeah, and again, seeing it changing. So quite a few business and private sector here. In the in the lead there. So we have people present today from all of those sectors, which is good to know, good to see. With business and private sector by far the largest, and that's interesting to know from the point of view of, you know, CULTURATI's network and the kinds of collaboration that might be possible across these different sectors, I think. Okay, shall I move on? Yes, I know you've heard a little bit about CULTURATI and how it came about and what it aspires to do. So you have joined us here today from all these different kinds of organisations and sectors. What are you hoping to find out from this event? Now this one is open, so you can write a few words. Yeah. Oh, it's not a word cloud, is it? No. Maybe you don't know what it is you want to find out. You just want to see what's out there. Okay. Right, so people want to learn something about the creativity at work here, the relationship to UNESCO, and you know, we have, as Edda says, we have a World Heritage Site amongst our partners. Learning more about CULTURATI and about the projects, wanting inspiration, creating new links between cultural heritage sites and gaining more information about international projects. And there will be opportunity today to network and meet people from these other different aspects of CULTURATI, and also to learn from you here and you know what you are bringing with you today. Somebody's working on a book and wanting information about museums and cultures. Possibility for cooperation, collaboration. And how CULTURATI might help change the environment. Now, is that in the kind of planetary sense or in the museum sense? Finding out about CULTURATI, getting new ideas, digitalization, the tech aspect, what's happening next, to create a new generation of museums and educational events, meeting other partners, social benefits. These are all learning ideas to increase visitor satisfaction. So hopefully we can all learn from each other today, and we can see about how we can build that into the development of the CULTURATI project as it goes forward. And I think just one more question at this stage. No, in fact, I think we'll wait until you've heard a bit more about CULTURATI before we go to that question. So we'll come back at the end of this morning's session, just to round that off. Thank you very much for your cooperation, and yes, see you later.
Good morning, everyone. It's an absolute honour to be here today. If I went back 2 years and thought I'd be standing here in this beautiful city, mixing with you fantastic people, I would think I was dreaming. So it's an absolute honour to be here today. So my name is David Green. I'm Head of Innovation at Blenheim Palace. I represent a pilot site. We're a World Heritage Site. I'm going to take you on a little tour of our World Heritage Site now. So this is Blenheim Palace, was built in 1705 and finished construction in 1722. It's the birthplace of Sir Winston Churchill, completely by accident. He happened to be a friend of a family member, and a rather vigorous horse and carriage ride, maybe over that bridge, brought on early Labour. But we've been milking it ever since the fact Winston Churchill was born at Blenheim. It's the home of the 12th Duke and Duchess of Marlborough, and it's a fairly unique estate. But unique as it may be, about a third of the United Kingdom is just like Blenheim, where we share many common challenges. We've got trees, woodlands, agriculture. We've actually got the largest collection of ancient oaks in Europe. And in amongst that, we have this rather big building, this 180-room building. And this needs constant conservation and restoration and care. And this all costs huge amounts of money. In fact, Blenheim has a £4 million restoration and conservation bill every single year. And next year we start a major project where we need to spend £12 million actually re-roofing the part of the palace, the front of the palace. So where does CULTURATI fit in with us? Well, CULTURATI allows us to tell stories that have not been told before. It opens up new doors. And when we have restoration and conservation work going on at Blenheim, we need to stop apologising for the disruption. We need to stop apologising for the scaffolding. We need to find new ways of telling the story about cultural heritage, and we need to find new ways of securing our cultural heritage in the future. I'm going to start by saying thank you. Thank you again to Edda and team for putting this project together. It's an amazing collaboration. And again, coming back to the fact that I never thought I would be here working with international partners. These relationships don't normally happen. And it's a testament to this project we've been able to come together today. And in month 36, which happens to be in 2026, you'll come hopefully to Blenheim and we can showcase CULTURATI in action, which will be hopefully fantastic. As a cultural site, we're not new to technology. And one of the great things about collaborating is we've been able to share our knowledge too. So we actually have one of the largest sensor networks. So when we start looking at capacity management and how CULTURATI works in sites that have capacity limitations, we've got some of that already. In fact, we've developed our own AI algorithm that allows us to use sensors in a more intelligent way. We already use AI to predict visitor numbers. And what's great about this is we're already creating new collaborations and sharing our knowledge within this project. And then going on to the sort of content side, what's been fantastic about this project is we've, for years, told stories. So we have past stories. We have all the stories we currently tell, and there's all the stories we want to tell. And this has been a very, very good opportunity for us to work with our cultural team, our social historians, to really think about what stories we want to tell for what audiences. Normally, we create a new exhibition and potentially park it and never revisit it. And again, CULTURATI is going to allow us to bring those stories together and really engage with those people who have interests in different areas. So our development team, or content team, have been expanded. So we've got some great engagement. We've actually got 600 staff at Blenheim. And sadly, only 5 are in the content team, but they're a very good 5, led by our social historian. We're developing an action plan. So we've already developed over 1,000 assets, which we pushed into CULTURATI. And over 200 of those assets are actually digital media assets, which are going to be audio and video recording, a little bit like the background you see here. This is actually some accounts from Queen Anne. When Queen Anne gifted the land and the title to John Churchill, the first Duke, a lot of notes were taken. And we've been able to unearth this from our archives and actually bring it into surface with a new app. And we're also seeking new contributors. You know, CULTURATI is all about going out and finding communities that want to develop content for the platform. This is very unusual. We're all familiar with multimedia guys, and they work in a very linear way. CULTURATI is about this organic approach, ways of telling stories at the right time to the right person in the right place. And that's really special. We're also looking at rather different media formats. So actually we're exploring animation, so to attract younger audiences and how they engage with cultural heritage as well. So we'll have a number of different animations working. And you see here, this is what we call the Marlborough mouse or the Marlborough mice. And they'll be running through our art collections and porcelain collections, educating younger visitors about cultural heritage. We've enhanced Wi-Fi. Connectivity is really important. I think we all understand that. So we're looking at technology. We've increased the number of Wi-Fi hotspots across the palace. And I said it's 180 rooms. It's a lot of rooms to cover. But actually provide that immersive experience, engaging experience requires additional technology. And finally, I just want to leave you with something that I'm really inspired about. And that is CULTURATI is telling the stories of cultural heritage in the sort of confines of the palace walls, but actually it goes beyond that. We have communities accessing 12,000 acres of parkland across our site. We can encourage people to go and explore areas of the site that they don't normally go to. They can learn about what we call the Harry Potter tree, which if you watch Harry Potter, there's 10 seconds of a tree that's Blenheim's. And again, like Winston Churchill, we use that a lot to encourage people to go and see it. We've got the largest collection of ancient oaks. This tree here is called the King Oak in the sort of top right there. And it's over 1,000 years old, not normally accessed by our visitors, but we can bring our visitors to that through the CULTURATI platform. So thank you again. Hopefully we will see you in month 36 over in the United Kingdom, where we can show you in person our site. And thank you again, Mine, for inspiring Eda and the team to create CULTURATI. I really do think this is going to be something that's game-changing for future generations. Thank you.
Okay, hi everybody, welcome again. So I'm representing here the technical team slides. So our slides are going to be like technical slides. How are technical slides? Really ugly, but full of content and interesting information, okay? So first of all, let's remember interesting Mark Andreessen article in the New York Times several years ago. Software is eating the world, no? And it's really eating the world in the sense that we are somehow experiencing an incredible revolution. No? We are going to talk about some of those things. How many of you are using ChatGPT these days? Is anybody not using ChatGPT and those things? There's a lot of CULTURATI in this new AI revolution. We will talk a little bit about it. So basically, I'm presenting the results of the technical partners for CULTURATI. First of all, IoT, we have Ozer, Aydemir, Ozer Bey, amazing person, a great friend, long friend, highly loved, awesome. We also have Tim Schurman, no, from there, one of the brilliant minds behind this. And one of the other minds is actually Dr. Ángel Lagares from Nimbeo, from our company in Spain. We were also representing part of the work of the university here. And basically, the idea would be to talk about how is the architecture of the actual CULTURATI software platform. So as you might be aware, software being boring, it's actually a very important part of the project. So first of all, CULTURATI is very much one of those examples of what is called the Internet of Things. No? So it's basically all the data and all the different elements that are coming from sensors, mostly data that we are gathering in the different use cases and in the different sites that belong to the project, are clearly the most important way of gathering those data to make something with that. We are living in a world that we say that data is the oil of the 21st century, but it's actually true in the sense that in this project, data is the material with which we build the dreams of the project. Then secondly, we also have, we have divided the platform into two sides, backend and front end. In software architectures, what we usually do is that the backend is somehow the brain of the beast. No, it's somehow the way you implement the architecture. You have a number of elements. Here, we define several roles of the potential users from the backend side, which are basically admins, of course, and super admins. then data entry operators, which are the people who are actually filling the data that is important, content creators, who are key because they are curating the content and creating what is actually the added value of the data as such, and of course the visitors, the user, which are also interesting. There are many terms in here, but the important thing to stay with is actually that our software architecture is extremely resilient. We have crude, basically, properties for databases that are consistent and are strong enough. And also, we are very much based on AI. No? So AI is actually one of those buzzwords these days. We are living an incredible revolution in computer science on what AI is representing. But AI is far more than what GPT is actually promising. No? We also have predictive AI, which is not generative AI, which is the AI of GPT. With predictive AI, we can do things that are absolutely incredible. No, we can somehow experience how software can evolve the quality of the different elements of a particular platform in a way that we have never seen before. And this is something that we are also including in CULTURATI and is part of our backend. From the backend perspective, also, we have also a very strong architecture, which is somehow divided into the middleware. It also has databases, servers, and so on and so forth. And it's actually the basis for the front end. So the front end is the user app, what we are using and we are consuming the data from. This is going to be a mobile-friendly UI, which already I will show you several screenshots on how it's working right now. And the idea is basically that the person who is experiencing something incredible from his phone and from this very interface. In a nutshell, what we are trying to do, and you can see some screenshots here, is basically that we can use, and everybody can use this application to get and to experience the CULTURATI idea from your mobile interface and from the way you are actually interpreting this. All the intelligence and all the things that are behind that are coming from the backend should somehow increase the experience of the from the front-end perspective. And from the app, what you can somehow experience, which will be just an app that you download on your phone and you experience, everything will come from the backend in a way that you can somehow live a completely different experience, no? and be part of an onboard project, which is just being great. And AI, no? I think AI is really important these days. We have somehow, for the last 20 years, when we started peering at ontologies and semantic technologies, we have a huge evolution. No? We now have knowledge graphs. Knowledge graphs are one of the most important components inside the CULTURATI technological landscape. Knowledge graphs implies that you are actually understanding even more than any kind of other technology what are the fundamentals, no, of the actual data models. This is important because through logic and through reasoning and through artificial reasoning and through inference, you can somehow discover new knowledge that was not there. And this is also part of the backbone of the technologies in CULTURATI. Of course, there is also large language models, also this famous ChatGPT element, which is included here. So for example, to have an idea of how this works and why GPT is so powerful, can anybody tell me which is the first word I said? Probably it was good morning or something like this, but we still don't remember, no? So the difference in GPT is actually, and the transformer architecture of GPT, is that GPT can remember each and every word that we said, and it chooses the next word with a function based on all the previous words. So we have brains that are somehow limited, but this kind of behavioral intelligence is also very well used for that. And this is something that we are going to work here also for the large language models. We also had food traffic management. So it's going to be UAI to analyze all this sensor data that I mentioned. As I said before, all this sensor data is actually bringing up the experience, no? And we will also use AI to improve traffic management. And for sure, we need also to interact with the user. So there's a couple of elements like question generation, for example, which is generating quizzes based on museum content or content that the user is going to be finally enjoying. And of course, it will be multi-language, and it's going to be Now, currently it's in Turkish, in English, but we will also support many other languages for you to enjoy. So finally, this is the big deal, no? So I remember the first time that I saw this paper, which is where GPT and generative AI is based. It's called "Attention is all you need." So it's a paper that Google released in 2017. I don't know what I was doing that day. Probably I was sleeping or something, because I didn't realize the importance that this is having in our lives, no? And part of the big success of ChatGPT, which has the most incredible adoption rate of all times in a technological innovation, or in a technological disruption in this case, is actually the way that you can somehow change and transform that reality. So for this, I think CULTURATI is actually fully fledged AI, and there are incredible things to be coming. So thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angela from Italy, and I represent here Meridania, that is a partner of CULTURATI project, the Italian partner together with the University of Foggia. What you are seeing is Monti Downi area, and we are in this project a pilot area, but differently from the others, the other sites. We are an outside place. You will be here at the end of this year, so be prepared, and you can see what we can offer, what we can present. Monti Downi is an area that includes 30 villages, and it's an internal area. We used to define it as a rural area. What we will do with the CULTURATI project in this area, we will make a walk, because this area it's not full of many big museums, but it's, as you can see, it's rich of treasures. So why is CULTURATI project important for our area? Because you can't know all the treasure that are here. You go inside the villages, you make the walk, and you don't know what this church, for example, belongs, on what it includes. There are so many stories, so many hidden storytelling that we don't know. So what we are doing with the CULTURATI project is exactly this. We have found in these 30 municipalities, just one, the name is Ascoli Satriano. It's one of the city of, it's one of the biggest, because these villages go from 2,000 to maximum 6,000 inhabitants. This city is 5,000 inhabitants. So you can imagine that it's like a building of Istanbul. In this city, we have found a path that takes 20 minutes, and it goes from a museum, it arrives to the castle, but from the museum to the castle, you meet 7 churches. And coming back, you have 2 old buildings. So while you are walking, you can find many information. And as Eda was saying, you don't know on what you want to be concentrated, on what you want to focus. On what you want to focus. So what we are doing is exactly this, making categories. So you are walking, are you interested in the church? You go in the section of the church and you ask, okay, what is this church about? What is inside? You are more interested in having coffee or aperitivo because you are in Italy. You can go in the category of the spritz and the coffee, and you can search and see what is the best solution for you. You want to make shopping and have something made in Italy, you can also find that, and so on. So this is the importance of this type of project, because it depends on the categories and it depends on the target. You are interested in arts, you have arts. You want to have a very good food, you want to have lunch, a long lunch, a very South Italian lunch that you sit at 2 and you stand up at 7 in the night. Yes, you can have it. So just to summarize, this is what we wish to have with this Culturati project. What we are giving to Culturati project, we are just piloting in one of the villages, but we hope to have this for all of our area. And we are involving a lot of stakeholders because we are a local development agency, and with the support of the University of Foggia, we have made a stakeholders analysis. So we know now that for this project, it's important to have, for example, the mayors of the municipalities, because they are the one that open the door of the villages. We need the citizen, because we need to understand in different targets, in different ages of citizens, what are their priorities, what are their interests. We also need the operators, the local operators. So the owner of the B&B, this is not an area in which you find the 5-star hotels or in which you find the Ritz hotels, but you find very nice bed and breakfasts that are like the 5 stars, and they offer you the experience. So we need also to understand how we can tell, how we can make the storytelling of this experience. So right now we have collected in our area more than 2,000 stakeholders through our stakeholder analysis, and they are ready to support our project. And I wish that all of you will be interested after this event in supporting us in sharing your feelings and feedbacks, because it will be very important to target. And also we have a very great and amazing technical team, but yes, they are amazing, but without us and without our contents, they can't work. So it's very important that all of us can contribute to this amazing project. And thank you, Eda, and thank you, Mine, because I fell in love with this museum and this, and yes, I will be back home, and together with my colleagues of the university and my colleagues in Meridania, we will start to prepare our events that will be in month 22. That means end of October, beginning of November. No worries, because in Italy will still be summer. But don't expect beaches, because we have very nice walk and villages, not beaches. And so you are welcome, and we really hope that you can enjoy our site, our pilot site. Thank you.
Dear distinguished guests, sevgili misafirlerimiz, değerli hocam, kültür müdürümüz, hocalarımız, hepinizi saygıyla selamlıyorum. Soğuk bir gün, yağmurlu bir İstanbul, ama ona rağmen Ankara'da çalışıyor olmamıza rağmen bizim için hoş, bizim için güzel bir gün. Çünkü 10 yılını İstanbul'da geçirmiş biri olarak İstanbul'a dönüşü diyor ya şair, İstanbul'a dönüşü gibi oldu bizim için. I'm sorry to speak Turkish. Don't worry, I have English sheet. Ama hakikaten insan özlüyor. After COVID disaster, being here, very big happiness for me. Dear participants, as Ankara Governorship, European Union, and Foreign Relations Office, we take an active role in local, national, and international projects. We implement projects in various fields for the development of our city, as well as establishing national strategic partnerships and participating in international platforms to support international cooperation. In a world where culture and art are important bridges, CULTURATI aims to preserve and promote cultural heritage in a sustainable manner and through innovative methods. Ankara Governorship is an important stakeholder in this valuable project and fully executes the work as scheduled. First, we have completed the installation of the sensor system in the pilot area of Ankara Castle, which will allow us to monitor the visitor density and mobility of the region. We have also made significant progress in our efforts to create digital content. These works, completed in 20 different locations, were prepared to be entered into the system by the content production team in order to offer a richer and more impressive experience to visitors and art lovers by presenting the cultural heritage in an impressive way on the digital platform. CULTURATI's innovative work in collaboration with the governorship of Ankara will result in significant progress in areas such as digitalizing cultural heritage, developing cultural tourism, and supporting creative activities. Through this collaboration, we hope to preserve Ankara's rich cultural heritage and use it sustainably, which will strengthen the city's artistic and cultural potential. I believe we will collaborate on more projects in the near future, and I want to thank all stakeholders who have contributed to this project. I don't know, have you been before in Istanbul? But to be Istanbul, it's excellent. Also for me, because I lived 10 years recently in Istanbul. Because of rain, the Istanbul, I think, the very big potential has, and it's excellent feelings to see in Istanbul. Welcome and good days for you. Thank you very much.
Dear participants, distinguished guests, this concluded our event. Thank you very much for your presence, and thank you very much for your support for our project. Julie is going to have one last touch, and then for our guests here present, we have a surprise. We are going to most probably stop the webinar. Shall we do it, or keep the online visitors as well? Özel, how shall we do it? We can keep them. Okay. There will be a surprise after Julie. We are gonna announce that. Okay.
So, yes, just to wrap up, this is, hopefully you're all still on the same page. If not, this is the code to rejoin it, 15532472. And yes, so having heard something of the projects and its progress and the partners, just wondering what features of CULTURATI do you find most appealing? Which are the ones which you think will be most relevant or most valuable in the context in which you're working, and you can rank these according to which you think is the most important for you? So the three categories that we've suggested are, the ability to be able to individually tailor that content to provide bespoke tours, matched to your individual visitors' profiles, or whether it's what appeals to you is in that capacity to have a collaborative platform to build your content as Angela was talking about in Meridania, bringing people together to build that content, or whether it's rather the capacity to be able to manage your visitor flows, to avoid pressure points and pinch points, and take people to parts of the site where they might not have gone otherwise. And so we're seeing from your responses now, it's this individually tailored content which people are finding sort of most appealing and most relevant, maybe to their operations. So, okay. So which key features, having heard about the project CULTURATI, which key features most appeal to you? So this might be collaboration, it might be the focus on heritage, it might be the interactivity of the technology, it might be the capacity to engage with people in a different kind of a way. You can choose as many single words as you like to create a word cloud, and we get a picture of what people's priorities are, what the things are that people sort of take away most from the project. So engagement, obviously very important to people, that capacity to be able to engage your visitors or your audiences. The collaboration element also coming out quite strongly. Building collaborations. AI also, people picking on AI there, and we've heard of the, you know, we're just on the threshold really of discovering what we can do with that. Education, technology, yes, this kind of bringing together of technology with the experience. Okay, so I think storytelling, digitalization, interpretation, personalization, promoting culture, those social aspects coming in there again as well. There's lots of possibilities for using the technology in order to achieve all kinds of different forms of engagement and outcomes. So, nice picture we've got there of what people are taking away from the idea of CULTURATI. So this is just an open question. If there's anything else you'd like to add, anything you'd like to ask, any comments you'd like to make, now's your chance. You don't have to. Istanbul is beautiful, yes. Thank you. Very nice comments. This is very positive. Thank you. Yes, we won't. Very good. Well, I'm glad people have had a positive impressions from this morning, and that you found out some of the things that you wanted to, and hopefully whether the project is inclusive of disadvantaged. Well, do you want to say anything about? Yes.
Well, CULTURATI is
Do you want to come up here?
we want to with CULTURATI. We want everyone to see all of them within their own time, space, and content. So, as far as disadvantaged people are concerned, we are going to have different multimedia. Some of them are going to be text, some of them are going to be comments. So we like to access everyone and be inclusive. So this includes everybody in public to be true, including disadvantages. So with the help of CULTURATI, when we go to places, generally this is the case, we don't know where to go. And we generally look around and try to understand what this building would be, for instance, or when this building was being built. Why is this street called something, for instance? With the help of CULTURATI, we are not going to be looking around with blank eyes and minds. With the help of CULTURATI, this is what we like to do. While we're walking in a city, for instance, we like to tell you stories when you want. Actually, you can also play games. Children won't like games. With the help of questions and answers, we like to trigger minds, in other words. I'm an instructor, I'm teaching in Istanbul University. I have experience over 20 years, and I always start my lecture with a question. Because with the help of questions are powerful. With the help of questions, you can trigger the minds. Because when you don't have an active mind, it is not good enough to learn. So if you start wondering, if you start thinking about the subject, then you are going to pay more attention. Like Rahmi was saying, how did I start my conversation? Maybe if it was a question, it could have been more remembered to be true. So with the help of CULTURATI, this is what we like to do. We like to take you around, give you a visitor experience with full of knowledge in order to foster learning with the help of games and groups. If you don't want to play a game, turn your out in individually or with a friend, or as a group or even a family. Then you like to, you can take your route actually. It's going to be customized to you. My mom, for instance, is not interested in history at all. When Nina took my mom to the museum and showed the museum around, it was a totally different museum for her because it was full of arts, full of beautiful dolls and other things, and I was amazed. Actually, one of my friends, who is now part of the project as well, from Finland, he also took the tour with you, and we took with Mario a totally different museum experience because everybody is not interested in dolls, everybody is not interested in history, everybody is not interested in technology. So you need to provide customized information to people, and the thing is, we have limited times. For instance, we are having just 2 hours in the London Museum, but we don't know where to go. And maybe there is something really important for me. While I'm there, I would like to know, but I don't know where to go. And my bus is waiting there, so how long is it going to take? Am I able to see the things that I'd like to see? Am I going to miss something? So we will be able to deliver this experience to everyone. Even if you're visiting a city, cultural site, nature site, you can use CULTURATI. But you know what? Even in Meta, you can use CULTURATI. So this is what we like to do with the help of AI technologies. We'd like to develop a new tool which is going to be inclusive and content creators could be anyone. You may have a small village and you may like to boost understanding about a small village in Italy, for instance. You will be able to contribute in content creation for that site. And you can tell your grandma's stories in the Second World War, for instance, how the village was at that time, for instance. So we like to unlock the hidden treasures. The memories, metaphors. These are not written things yet. We like to discover these untold stories that are hidden inside each and every individual. And this platform is also for art lovers. We like artists to express themselves and talk about their work and know all over the world. Because we know that they don't have the right platform to talk about their work and make them seen. So with the help of CULTURATI, everybody will have a platform to talk about culture and arts. So you can discover this nowadays also on Facebook, but you're not going to share your personal life, but you're going to share your culture and artistic knowledge. And then it's going to be accessible to everyone visiting that city, for instance. Ankara is full of artists, so we like from the Ankara Citadel area, we are going to start our journey. So around Ankara Citadel, there are many artists and crafts, etc. We want to tell their story and increase economic and social development. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attendance. Now we have a surprise. We are going to have a demo. So I'm going to start the demo, or I'm going to introduce a member of our team, and he's going to make a demo. So this is special. So you are the first people who will see how CULTURATI is going to look like. It has backends and foreends. Let's see what Oz is prepared for us. Okay.
Okay, I can't hear the audience, but okay. Let me start. We will have a demo of our applications. We have a suite of applications. One is for the administrative tasks for each site. I mean, each institution that's participating the project. One is for user management, one is for content management, and one is the visitor application. Now you're seeing the administration application for each site. Here, the site administrators are supposed to manage their items, their facilities, sensors, exhibit, or the navigation management for the users, or the maps. All of these processes are handled here. Let me show you briefly. These red ones are exhibition items, which are shall I continue? Okay. You can just click on an item and see the info regarding this item, or just click anywhere you like where the item is actually is, and create an exhibition item and write its title here. And we may have, of course, more than one floors in the site, so you can select the site here. So just click, and the item will be created. Sorry. And then just click the item, and you can go to the content management application to create content about this item. Let me click. Yeah. This is the content in the content management application. This application is a separate one from the other one, but I mean, the administrators of the sites will manage all the contents here. Here we entered lots of questions and contents about more than 15 or 20 items first. These are the real data coming from Rahmi Koç Museum. And let me continue from our application. navigation points, we have a concept called navigation points. It's actually the points that we will lead the users, the visitors to. These are the food face, the lines here. These are the food face in the site, and the circles are the points that we want to lead the visitors to see, to experience the items. And we can also see the table of sensors, exhibition items. Again, there are content management links here. You can also create facilities from the map. These facilities are typically the facilities given to the users, visitors, which are restaurants, maybe, or cafes, stores, toilets, exits, and like that. And these will be appear in the visitor mobile application. The administrator will also manage their users. I mean, the site users, the site administrators. These are content creators or data entry operators, or again, admins, other admins. Through this UI, typically an administrator, an administrator will be able to see all the details about the user and change their credentials or change their roles, etc. Yeah. So this is the administrative application. These some technical challenges there are here. This map is created by us over OpenStreetMap. This is Rahmi Koç Museum has a lot of indoor spaces, so we should create an indoor map here. There are multiple floors, and each of them drawn separately. Yeah, I will not go into the technical side deeply. So yeah, we can go to our visitor application. Yeah. Let me. Yeah. This is our visitor application. Yeah, visitors will see this screen when they first open, run the application, or go to the URL that we give to them. There are multiple ways to enter the application. We can continue as guest. This will create automatically a user, seamlessly create a user randomly with random info, and continue with this user to the rest of the application. We can continue as a guest. This is one way. And the other way is through our login screen, that we can register. However, while registering, we will not ask for real data. I mean, personal data, other than email. We will not be asking for real names, real surnames, or any other mobile phone number, anything, but just an email to remember the user for the next time. Or we can use Google sign in as Google with Google account. It's just we'll ask for our Google account. Yep. I verified myself on my phone, and here am I. So after we enter our application, there are actually two ways to experience CULTURATI. One is by a game, one is without questions, just tracking a route. I will start a game. Actually, please let me first change the language to Turkish so that we can because we created the content in Turkish, so I should ask the content management in Turkish. My game type is individual. This is individual in English, and my category will be scientific instruments, bilimsel aletler in Turkish, because I created content, the real content, in this category, and my knowledge level in this category is medium. Here we can select our current location to start. I'm here in the entrance. Yeah. Let me skip these and yeah. For example, yeah. Where am I? Oh no, I will pick another question. No, please. Oh, okay. We have a small problem, but okay. When a question comes, we will actually route the user to where the exhibition item is. We were here, and the exhibition item is here. We are routing the user to the exhibition item, and also we are actually giving him instructions, that is continue or turn left, turn right, or turn slight left. Okay, and you're here. Okay, of course we will give more detailed instructions in the future, but this will help the users to find their ways in the site. And the users will actually earn some points from each question, and after completing the game, it will show you your score, the time, how much time you spend on the game, and if you like, you will be able to share your experience in the social media where it's available. Yeah, actually that's all for a brief demo. If you have any questions, I can answer.
Okay. which is going to headquarters months now. We are in month 15. And next month, we would like to get the opinions of the visitors. So please come to Ankara Citadel and Istanbul Architecture Museum and experience this new web. And then help us. Maybe help with your feedback. We want to improve. This is an awesome project. So in a way, this is an inclusive project which includes the visitors during the process. So we like to develop this new tool with the help of you. So please come, experience CULTURATI, give us feedback, and then in month 36, we are going to submit the third prototype of the project to the EU. And we need your support. Follow us on our social media and also come and use the products in Ankara Citadel and Istanbul Architecture Museum. Come let's do it. Let's do it together. To our presentation. Thank you very much. Now we have some interactive session, so you can ask your questions individually to us with our drinks and subjects.
Before that, it would be great to have a family photo here. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
So we are inviting you.
Thank you very much, all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. And
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you very much, everyone, joining us today. We had some technical issues. Thank you very much. Bye bye.